Alright, here I'm showing off next is my Shark Rotator Professional, and the model on this is NV400 31. This was my aunt's vacuum. I've had it since March, so fairly recently. And I actually got this the exact same time as the Rainbow E2 Gold, which was also her machine as well. And I'm not going to do a video on it because I actually did a video on it a while ago. But I will go ahead and say an update on this is that the reason why she gave this to me is that it needs a new switch, and she wasn't going to bother to put one on, so I got a replacement switch for it. It's a genuine Rainbow switch. I just haven't bothered to put it on yet. And then also it did came with this extra attachment I don't even remember having, and I don't think it's even a genuine Rainbow attachment as well, but it does fit on this hose here. And then also she gave to me this air freshener deodorizer, so thought I show that off. So this machine, along with all of her other machines as well, this had one issue with it when I got it, was that it was just simply clogged, which I got out successfully, because even her other Shark and her Bissell also had clogs as well. It's like whenever it's something simple like that happens, she just doesn't want to bother fixing it up. She would just get rid of it or give it to me, and I just do whatever I want with them. So anyways, there is one main problem with this, is that the canister doesn't like to snap back on here anymore. I remember it didn't do that last time I had this here, but I did try to take it apart and see if I could fix it, but I was unable to. But that basically just adds to the testimony that these Sharks are not meant to be repaired. They just want you to throw it out and just go buy another Shark, which in my opinion is BS. So, I mean, other than that, it still works. I was originally planning on giving this to my grandfather at his ranch to use in the mobile trailer that he used to stay in before he had the cabin built. So I was going to use that in there, but I was just told recently that they're actually going to get rid of the trailer, so it would just be no point of having this up there. So, and I was also thinking of donating this to my mom's work like the other Shark, but apparently they're not liking the other Shark because it stinks like high heaven, because my aunt had 2 German Shepherds and a Chihuahua. So I honestly don't blame them quite a bit, because even all the other vacuums, including this one, also stink to high heaven. So that's why I have the garage doors open here, so that I can just quickly get the dog odor to come out of the garage. So what I have been using this recently as basically my new beater vac for not just here in the garage but also in the shed as well, because I gotta be honest, this is a way much nicer machine to use than the shop vac. I mean, not saying that the shop vac is a terrible machine, but the thing that I just don't like about shop vacs is that they're canisters like the Rainbow. I just hate having to drag the canister behind me. It's just so annoying. That's one reason why I prefer uprights better, or even central vacs as well. But even I would rather use something to where I would not feel comfortable with using the central vac for. So that's what this machine is now being used here as. So got quite a bit of dirt in it because I just used it to clean the garage area, and it did a fairly good job. So I'll just keep using it until it fully breaks or whatever. But I'm not really a type of person that would just want to throw something out because it still works, or that you just don't care much about them. I mean, yes, it's true. I don't really care about Shark, but it's very wasteful to throw something out that just still works. Especially when I have some concerns about the environment where we're just throwing so much junk out and it's just getting so piled up in the landfills, and also it's getting harder to even recycle the plastic and other things as well. So that's why I want to continue trying to use this up for as long as I can. But that's basically why I would prefer to have something that would just last for as long as I can, because not only it's way much more environmentally friendly to fix something up, but also it's even way cheaper to keep something to run for as long as you can. So, and before I go any further, I just want to say that I'm not fully critical of Shark, no, because there are some machines that I will admit and say that were nice, like the NV400, for example. I thought that was a fairly good machine for what it was. Like the cyclone setup it had inside it. Yeah, not only it didn't lose as much suction as you filled it up, but also it kept the filters from getting fairly dirty, and even it wasn't that bad of a carpet cleaner as well. So I think Shark really shot themselves in the foot for getting rid of those kind of machines. And also there are some Sharks that I will say that I actually do like from a collector point of view, and I would not mind owning at all whatsoever, like the red limited edition, for example. So, but other than that, I still just would not recommend them. But if I did have to have a Shark, I know for certain that it would not be something like this. It would probably be something like the original Navigator liftway, which they've been selling for quite some time, to where I can probably get away with finding parts for it and fix it up, to where I would have it for quite some time. But definitely this one I'm not that too much of a fan of. But one of the reasons why I'm keeping it is because it did belong to my aunt, so kind of a little special place inside of me for that particular reason. So I also like to show this off here. So this is actually the caddy from the other Shark that I've already since donated, but this, as you can see, they have both turbo brushes, but one of them actually fits onto this one and the other one goes onto the other Shark. So yeah, and I also will say that I think these turbo brushes are decent. They're like Chinese knockoffs of a weasel work with them. But yeah, they actually definitely do the job, but not as good as like the Rugrat here. If I had to recommend a turbo brush, I would suggest to get a Rugrat or even a weasel work. But yeah, the point though is that I'm not fully critical of Shark. They're just not my first suggestion to get. And for something like this, like again having it to use as a beater vac, it is definitely not bad at all. Or even using it at places that I just would not feel comfortable with using any other household vacuum to use for, like the Rainbow to use in my grandfather's mobile trailer. I would just hate to vacuum up cluster flies or any rodent feces on the carpet, but this I would absolutely have no problem with. So that's where I stand with Shark. So yeah, and one other example I will say about sharks being disposable is, if you can tell here, you can see that's just leaning. I mean, this is a very flimsy machine, and to me, I just find that as a deal breaker. I would prefer to have something that's very solid, because yeah, it really does honestly feel like in my hand that I'm just going to break it. But I don't even care one bit, because like I said, if it breaks, I won't even care whatsoever. Other than that, I'll go ahead and plug this in and turn it on. See how it works. At least with the machine on, the machine could still kind of have a nice seal inside, but I think I'm going to put some kind of tie around here to fully catch on to the canister. So let's go ahead and turn it on. So it never loses suction, but I think I had a lot more suction before I cleaned the garage with it, because I'm sure filters are now very dirty. Yeah, because that's why I said that shark really killed themselves in the where they got rid of the 21 cyclones, where just a singular cyclone is not very efficient enough to where the filters just get dirty quite a bit. Maybe they killed it off on purpose because they knew that it lasted longer than the other ones. They just want to make it more disposable to get people to buy more sharks, but I'm definitely not that type of person to woo me over for. So anyways, hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.